The moves I make, I most definitely have an agenda. I don't do anything to piss off a little peon. You know what I mean?
I can't believe a stand-up dude doing his time would suddenly say, I don't want to be here no more. I'm gonna become a rat bastard. And I'm gonna have my girl tell on my mans and them.
We'll just let it be told when the story gets told.
Yeah,
and I'm only gonna stick to the truth and keep it pushing, right?
It's the biggest boss, Ricky Rose. The time has come. Meech on. February 13th, get your tickets right now. It's going down. We know Florida gonna be there. Miami gonna be there. The legend himself gonna be in the building.
Ross and 50, they've had a long-standing beef for years. And I think this Rick Ross beef is the one beef that 50 will never let go of.
Hey, say what you want about 50 Cent, but I swear this man's pettiness is uncanny. Like this, I feel it's everybody's alter ego.
I agree. It's unfortunate, right?
Yeah.
It really is, but I agree. So, you know, we'll just let it be told when the story gets told.
Yeah.
And I'm only going to stick to the truth and keep it pushing, right?
That's it. That's all it is.
50 Cent's BNF TV series turned Big Meech's legacy into a cultural phenomenon. The show, which debuted in 2021, brought the Black Mafia family story back into the public eye, keeping Meech's name alive. But just when Meech thought he could finally move in peace, 50 Cent had other plans. On October 15, 2024, after serving the majority of his sentence, Meech finally received a break when he was granted early release from a Florida prison and moved to a halfway house. It was a huge moment, considering he was originally sentenced to 30 years in 2008 for serious charges, including conspiracy and money laundering linked to the BNF empire. But what should have been a moment of relief quickly turned into another battle when 50 Cent came knocking. Rick Ross recently revealed why 50 Cent is truly going after Big Meech. This isn't just a rap feud, it's a full-scale attack aimed at dismantling Meech's legacy. And if you think 50's just playing games, think again. There was a time when 50 and Meech were actually cool. In fact, when Meech first got locked up, 50 was right there, showing support. But those days are long gone. Now, 50 has made it his mission to bury Meech for good. 50 has always played chess, not checkers. When Meech thought he could finally breathe, 50 made his next move. But before we break down the latest twist in this saga, let's rewind to the legendary Rick Ross versus 50 Cent beef from the late 2000s. Their war began over something so trivial that it's almost comical. Supposedly, all it took was 50 giving Ross a funny look. That small moment spiraled into one of the most vicious feuds in hip-hop history. 50 went after Ross's credibility, exposing his past as a correctional officer and calling him a fraud. He even released an explicit tape of Ross's baby mom, ensuring that the world would never take Ross seriously again. And since then, neither of them has backed down. So, when Big Meech aligned with Rick Ross, 50 took it as the ultimate betrayal. In 50's world, loyalty is everything, and Meech's decision to link up with Ross was seen as crossing the line. So 50 did what he does best. He went scorched earth. As soon as news broke that Meech was getting a welcome home concert, 50 wasted no time in clapping back. He hopped on Instagram, posted a giant rat, and made his stance crystal clear. But that wasn't the only move Meech made. He also cut ties with Tammy Cowens, and that decision turned out to be a fatal mistake. If you're wondering who Tammy is, let's just say she wasn't just another name in Meech's circle. She was his business partner, his assistant, and the person he trusted to run BNF Entertainment while he was behind bars. But here's the plot twist. By 2009, she had allegedly flipped and started working with the federal government. Former BNF member Blue Da Vinci even suggested that if Tammy turned, maybe Meech would too. And if there's one thing 50 loves, it's a juicy snitching scandal. This is where things get messy. Tammy had been working with 50 Cent for years, and she recently reached out to him on Meech's behalf. But that only raised more questions. If Meech was so against working with snitches, why was Tammy still in his circle? 50's supporters wasted no time calling out the hypocrisy, but Meech wasn't about to let 50 have the last word. He clapped back with a post of his own, slapping a giant rat sticker over 50's face, making it clear that he wasn't backing down. Rick Ross, never one to miss an opportunity to troll 50, jumped into the mix, laughing at how much pressure 50 was feeling. And just like that, the beef escalated again. 50 fired back, calling Meech Big Screech and hinting that he was making secret deals to get his sentence reduced. He even threw in a viral video with Meech's face stamped right onto a clip about snitching. But 50 wasn't done. He turned his attention to Lil Meech, accusing him of being ungrateful and turning on him. The sad part? Lil Meech had always been loyal to 50 and wanted no part in this war. At one point, he even tried to end the drama by reaching out to 50 privately. But when 50 is in attack mode, there's no making peace. Instead of keeping things private, 50 took their conversation public, posting the messages online for the world to see. And then, just when you thought things couldn't get worse, 50 hinted that the BNF show might be done for good. To add insult to injury, 50 pulled out old footage of Lil Meech and Rick Ross's daughter from their teenage years, making it clear that he was willing to take things to a personal level. But he didn't stop there. He mocked Meech's parenting skills, claiming he failed to protect his son and should have sent him to acting school instead. And then, in classic 50 fashion, he flexed his financial power, reminding everyone that while Meech was locked up, it was him who made sure the Flannery family secured the bag. According to 50, the BNF show made over $5 million for Meech's family. But that money? Gone. And just when it seemed like the shots couldn't get any more disrespectful, 50 hit Meech with one last gut punch. He posted a shady caption about Meech's upcoming concert, hinting that many of the artists on the bill wouldn't even show up. He even joked that Meech himself couldn't stay out past 6 p.m. due to his release restrictions. The message was clear: minus 50 wasn't just keeping his foot on Meech's neck. He was stomping. So, what does all of this mean for BMF Season 4? Right now, it's looking shaky. 50 Cent is petty enough to pull the plug, and if he does, that would be the ultimate power move. But he's not the only one stirring things up. Rick Ross is now talking about making his own BNF movie, bringing in major Hollywood players to tell the story from his perspective. This feud has gotten so out of control that even former G-Unit member Young Buck has publicly sided with Big Meech. At this point, fans are starting to wonder, has 50 Cent taken his obsession with beef too far? Or is this just another business play to secure his hold on the BNF brand? If this is really about loyalty, then 50's own son had something to say about that. When 50's estranged son caught wind of all this, he wasted no time clowning Lil Meech, saying, "You thought you were special, huh? Welcome to the club." 50 has always been known for exposing people for breaking the street code. He's called out T.I., he's called out Irv Gotti, and now he's coming for Big Meech. But here's the real question. Why does 50 always have so much inside knowledge? Meanwhile, Big Meech and Rick Ross are moving forward, unbothered. Their concert is still happening, and they don't seem to care what 50 has to say. So, is 50 Cent trying to expose Big Meech? Or is he just mad that he's losing his grip on the BNF brand? The hip-hop world is divided. Some say 50 has every right to call Meech out, while others argue that BNF was BNF before 50, and they don't owe him a thing. But one thing is for sure, this drama is far from over. And at this rate, we might just be witnessing the messiest hip-hop beef of 2025 unfold in real time. The caption of a direct shot of a random guy discussing snitching included a picture of Meech's face. 50 further emphasized the idea that Meech had been working behind the scenes to have his sentence reduced, but he didn't stop there. Oh no, 50 went even farther, accusing Lil Meech of being ungrateful and turning on him. 50 even threatened to kick him off the show. The saddest part is that Lil Meech had always been loyal to 50 and obviously didn't want to be involved in this conflict. At one point, he even attempted to put an end to the drama by contacting 50 over text to cease the dispute, But when 50 is attacking, there's no making peace. When Lil Meech reached 50, he sent an emotional statement that read, "Now I'm upset with myself when I..." He even acknowledged that despite all the animosity, Rick Ross actually helped his dad financially by getting my dad some bread so he could afford to pay his bills until our next season. But 50 wasn't the only one who did. "I can't believe this man acts like I'm your enemy. I've only ever shown love and loyalty, and even though I've had my own struggles, I've never betrayed you." He tried to listen to any of it, but instead of keeping it private, he posted those private messages on Instagram so that everyone could see his vicious response. If Meech believed he could handle things over with 50, it got shut down right away. Then things got even messier. 50's post hinted that the BMF show could be finished for good, and he made it loud and clear. The original post implied that they had dated, but was there any reason for 50 to bring this up in 2025? Nope, he did it just to be mean. He decided to take the pettiness to a whole new level by pulling up an old video montage of Lil Meech and Rick Ross's daughter from their teen years. The footage showed them at her Sweet 16 party in 2018 and even rolling up to prom together. Extra sloppy. Yes, but 50. Not only did he take the occasion to make fun of Meech's parenting abilities, but he also sent a letter explaining why the old guy failed to protect him and sent him to acting school. Big Meech wrote, "All of your people that were out did nothing for him, and you come home thinking you the Black Pablo Escobar." He played with him and then twisted the knife even farther. 50 showed off his wealth by bragging about it. According to 50, while Meech was imprisoned, he was the one who secured the bag for the entire family. He bluntly said, "I helped your family make over $5 million legit dollars. It's not my fault. It's all gone," before moving on to the jugular. "You want to seem so good that you're wearing the baby's jewelry, but return it to him." Even though Meech publicly denied ever folding under pressure, the star 50 Cent isn't letting up. Instead, he stepped up the pressure on those snitching accusations. Meech wasn't about to let that narrative run amok, so he responded forcefully in a video that made it crystal clear. Meech says he never helped the federal government, but 50 wasn't buying it. Instead of ignoring it, he took to Instagram and repeatedly ripped Meech to pieces. Just when he thought it couldn't get any worse, he did it again. This time, he began to parody Meech's welcome home performance by claiming that the artists on the list wouldn't even be attending. This was done to ensure that no one missed the disrespect. He made it clear in his caption, "Will you demand a large refund if the performers on the bill don't show up?" Since he is unable to leave after 6:00 p.m., Screech won't even be there. However, don't believe me, go ahead and have a great time. Since 50 always gets the last laugh, he then went on to make fun of Meech in a full-length comedy video. He even wrote, "This is crazy, my stomach hurts. I just need a little help to get out of the way." But the real question is, what does all this mean for the BNF show Season 4? It looks like he was reading off cue cards during his response video. Point 50 isn't just keeping his foot on Meech's neck, he's stomping. BNF will fall on stars this spring, but 50 is threatening to fire things up. Things are looking dicey, and let's face it, 50 is petty enough to do it, but he's not the only one stirring things up. Lil Meech plays his own father. Rick Ross couldn't help but get involved in the situation, and now he's talking about developing his own film based on the BMF narrative. But it won't be just any film. Ross claims 50 had a prepared response, but instead of addressing the beef, he went straight to Buck's personal life, saying, "This fool fell out with me because he liked boys. I didn't tell him to go loving on a __. He couldn't resist like that." Bringing in major Hollywood players, this feud has gotten so out of control that even young Buck, one of 50's former G-Unit members, publicly sided with Big Meech. At this point, fans began to wonder if 50 Cent's obsession with beef was finally getting to him. The real question is 50 Cent truly upset about loyalty, or is this just another power move to maintain his hold on the BNF brand? If loyalty is the problem, his own son has something else to say about it. When 50's estranged son learned that 50 was involved, He wasted no time in making fun of Lil Meech. "You cut him off because you believed you were unique," he said. And upon further reflection, 50 has a history of exposing people for violating the snitching code. T.I. and now Big Meech. But the real question is why he constantly has all this inside knowledge. Meanwhile, Big Meech and Rick Ross are going forward without a care in the world. Their concert is still happening, and they don't seem to care at all what 50 has to say. This dispute isn't going away, so what's really going on here? Is 50 Cent attempting to expose Big Meech? Or is he just upset that he's losing control of the BNF brand? Locked in business, things are thriving, and they don't seem to care at all about 50's claims. Fans of the BNF empire are divided. Some people who are riding with 50 say, "You guys are crazy. There's nothing wrong with 50 Cent doing what he's doing." But others argue that BNF was BNF before and after 50. Yes, the show gave them some new relevance, but that doesn't mean they owe him everything. Let's face it, the show has been going on for years. Big Meech doesn't owe him any loyalty, but it's the principle. Others see it differently. Let us know what you think in the comments below. And if you want more tea on the biggest hip-hop feuds, stay tuned for our next video, which I promise you won't want to miss. This drama is far from over, and given the way things are going, we might just be witnessing the messiest hip-hop beef of 2025 unfold in real time.